His name is Adam Hartley. So Adam said, as a kid who grew up in a neighborhood, grocery store since I was 5. I can't tell you how many times I saw people come in and buy crap food for their kids with food stamps, then open their wallet and use cash for liquor, beer, wine, and cigarettes. And he forgot the lottery tickets. Okay, he forgot to write that there, right there. Let me just pencil. I wish we had a little board and I could pencil stuff in. We got to get that technology so I can draw pictures and stuff. Okay, then there were those who would repeatedly buy lemon or lime, get the change, walk out the door and throw them away and do it again until they had enough change to buy cigarettes or alcohol. And as a kid, it pissed me off because there are some people who really could use the help, and then there are others working the system. Amanda, what do you think about this, Amanda?
Tamera Mowry, Tia Mowry's sister, her husband is under fire. Adam Housley. You know, he went online and talked about how people was using the system, you know, for government assistance, and they've been working the system for years, right? Now, he's speaking on that, and there's a lot of things that come into play with that, right? Now, Tasha K, she read his statement that he made, but America is in a frenzy right now because the Trump administration is talking about cutting back on food stamps and all kinds of government assistance. And we know that white folks, 76%, at 76% clip, receives government assistance or food stamps more than anybody. But it's not something that's really promoted in the media. It's that they don't promote those images of white folks, over 40 million, maybe white folks in poverty in this country. They don't talk about that. The only thing, for years, they promoted our community to make us see ourselves a certain way, to condition us to view ourselves as the way that they present us in the media. And this thing gets real goofy, right? So Tasha K asked the woman Amanda, and this woman Amanda is a woman that has 6 kids by 4 different men. She's on government assistance, but you would think that when you hear the name Amanda, that it would be a so-called African-American woman, right? Because these are the images that's always promoted to America. The angry black woman, or the black woman in the ghetto that's been on welfare for 20 years. She has 1,000 babies. It's never the W woman, right? But check this out.
I don't understand why I'm getting so much hate for being on welfare. Like, why? That's what it is there for. Do they expect me to have 6 kids with 4 different fathers and not be on welfare? What am I supposed to do? They expect me to pay for my own daycare. They expect me to pay for my own food, my own diapers. They expect me to pay rent. I can't pay rent. I have 6 kids. I have to keep a roof over their head. No. I have been on welfare since I was 19 years old, when I was pregnant with my first child, who is now 15. I've written it all down to give you guys a clear picture, okay?
Right.
Okay, so I receive 3,300 in EBT food stamps a month. Okay, that is just food.
Right.
$900 in cash benefits.
Okay.
I get it on my EBT card, and then I get like a pack of gum, and then I withdraw the cash from Walmart, Mars, whatever.
Some of us are so brainwashed in this country and so messed up in the head. When you hear this woman, Amanda, speaking the way she's speaking, some would think that she was trolling, because this couldn't possibly be true. Not realizing that in places like Arkansas, Louisville, Kentucky, down in Nashville, and all these different places, right? Middle Ohio, you have a whole bunch of W people that live in trailer parks, that live in all kinds of squalor over there in Oklahoma, and they living off of government assistance. Now, America doesn't promote them in their media like that for us to see them. They only promote us on TV every day to socially engineer you, to make you believe the lie, right? But then there's another man that came on, a W man that came online, and he also said that he was doing some researching, right? And he was getting at the media in the way the media portray other people that's not a W person, right? And he went and said this.
At all, when you consider the meager benefits that people receive. So what I've decided to do is look quickly at the statistics from the last census. Now, this holds true going back, but actually in the last 20 years, it has increased. The number of people receiving public benefits of some sort or another has increased amongst one particular demographic, and that is amongst white people. 20 years ago, 61% of all the people receiving public benefits of some kind in the United States were white people. Today, or as of 2022, or as the last census, 76.2% of all the people receiving some form of public benefit were white people, and the rest were people of color, 13. So of those people, the number of people receiving public benefits, welfare, if you will, some form of social program, social safety net support, as I said, 76.2% are whites. So I think this is important to remember when people start talking out of their ass.
And this is why reparations is needed for our community, because they not only destroyed us financially, they destroyed us psychologically and the way that we view ourselves, right? With a lot of times we don't believe that we can do certain things. We don't believe that we can achieve. Man, you better not go over there, man. Them W folks ain't gonna let you in there. Oh man, you made it. You got to be a sellout. All that is from psychological trauma, from dealing with the things that we had to deal with here in this country, from the miseducation to so many different things, right? So Tasha K, she got wind of what Tamera Mowry's husband said, Adam said, and she really laid into him. And I agree with everything that she said. She laid into how we were redlined to certain communities, and we were put in these communities and was given certain resources so we don't have to leave. And that was another form of segregation or separation, to keep us separate. Put all those things in their communities, not in our communities. Have it on every corner so that way they have no reason to leave their communities. I talked about how the federal government created ghettos in my video. I talked about this for years. But let's look at what Tasha K said. We'll come right back.
There were a lot of people agreeing with Adam, and yes, we saw that. We know that. We came from that. But you gotta be honest. Like, you see, for him, like, I don't think, yes, he can observe and speak on certain things, but he didn't grow up underprivileged. You know, like, there were communities set aside just for us with liquor stores, because I can go in white communities now and you cannot find a liquor store. You can't even buy wine. You only can buy wine at grocery stores. If you want liquor stores, you got to go way outside. Tampa is one of those cities. Hell, even Fort Lauderdale, there's no liquor stores downtown. You got to go on the outskirts and let the cities kind of vote on those. And so for him to be like, you know, this is the neighborhood that he grew up in, I'm curious what neighborhood he's talking about, because if you're talking about a black neighborhood, then you would know that black people were put in certain neighborhoods because they couldn't get certain jobs. They didn't have certain privileges, and they were given things so that they wouldn't come outside of that neighborhood, meaning they would give them Section 8. $70 that Amanda got. They would give them $1,000 in food stamps, and they won't give them jobs. And what does it do? It breeds depression. It breeds addiction. It breeds substance abuse, okay? Because of the depression and the lack of hope. When people do not have hope, they engage in things like lottery, like beer, like cigarettes, and they will do whatever they got to do to get it. Just like a crackhead will wash as many windows as they got to wash, or either break into as many houses they got to break into just to get what it is that they need. So you have to add context, my white chocolate, to what you're saying. Because it's not just like, oh, and here's another thing. I'm going to throw another side angle at you, Mr. Housley. Right? If you saw all this, and that's probably why you're dating black women now, because you were in a black neighborhood, you should have known, given your age. Let's Google your age real quick. Hold on for a second, because I'm going to throw this, because that was very ignorant of you, being that you are married to a black woman, half black woman, who grew up privileged, okay? So she don't know that life. So you're 53 years old. So which means you were about born in, my mom is 56, early 70s, maybe late 60s, early 70s, if I'm not, no, 71. He was born in 1971. So we didn't know when we got food stamps what food was bad and what food was good. We didn't know the difference between healthy food and bad food. Our kids were undereducated. We had the worst schools. We had liquor stores on every corner. We had crack dealers. You understand what I'm saying? And so when we went into the grocery stores, they call them food deserts, and still to this day they have food deserts in Black communities, right? Whereas you can't find great fruits and vegetables. You cannot do that. They were sold on a stand. They were not sold in the grocery store. So the grocery stores would set up, put all of this bad food front and center. You walk in, you got Doritos 2 for $10, packs of noodles, sodas, wine. It's right there. And then the vegetables is off to the back, to the side. It's still like that. It's still like that because they know that people are addicted to sugar, addicted to carbs, addicted to salt, all the things that are not healthy for them. And then when you top it off with them having no education, coming from poor, undereducated areas, underfunded areas, then what do you have? People making decisions like this. And so they resort to, yes, finagling food stamps to get cigarettes, bill, lottery, and all this, hoping that it will alleviate their lives going nowhere. So listen here, my white chocolate cracker. What we're not going to do is this. Because now you're being part of the problem and you acting oblivious to what was going on, not knowing that we had millions of people that were displaced because of your people, your Europeans, and then being told that these foods were good and these foods were being sold to them and pushed to them and marketed to them on TVs, on billboards, on radio. They're being told everywhere to eat. Nobody knew that food was bad. Man, get up out of here with that.
So what Tasha K said was spot on, but this is what I want to say to Black folks. Listen, when you can articulate this and you got the knowledge, it's up to us to fix the problem. We can't expect the people that's never treated us as human beings to all of a sudden come around and want to help you. They want to all of a sudden come around and want to be sympathetic towards your plight. It's up to us. We have more money, more access to things than our grandparents and great-grandparents ever had. The problem is we have to get our minds back. They socially engineered you to believe that you are the N-word. You believe the lie. You believe you a real N-word. You believe you a bad beast. So now you behave that way. You birth that type of behavior every day, right? So now when they make these statements about the welfare programs and all these different things, right? Like some of y'all been on it for so long that it's just a way of life. No, we come from a greater people than that. You're greater. And I'm going to tell you something. More of our people get up and go to work every day. Get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and stand outside of the avenue, on the avenue somewhere where you live at. You're going to see scores of Black people going to work every single day, man. Every single day. And stop believing the lie and what these people told you. Because a lot of things that they present to you and try to make you believe it, they're those people. They're those people. Now, yes, we had bad foods. We had liquor stores on every corner. Man, they overtaxed us. They wouldn't give us the proper insurance policies when Big Daddy died and Grandmom died, so we can have home ownerships to build generational wealth. They kept us out of a lot of that stuff. Yes, they did. Right? We know that they did. Right? We when it came to health and bad diabetes, high blood pressure, all these different things, we were at the top of the list because they had all these poisons in our communities. Right? The pipes that the waters run through underground, they wasn't redoing the pipes. They was doing all kinds of stuff. Right? All kinds of stuff where they was gonna make sure that we were dependent upon government assistance and not being able to rise up from the ghetto to come out to basically develop your people. They did this. I did a whole 3-hour lecture on how the federal government created ghettos, man. Right? After slavery, after the black codes and Jim Crow laws and what they did when we migrated from the South to the North during World War II, because a lot of whites went off to fight wars. They promised us jobs in places like Milwaukee, places like Chicago, Philadelphia, Camden, New Jersey, East St. Louis, these factory job places, right? And all of a sudden they started moving the factories out and these places became ghettos. So when Adam make these statements, he don't know what the heck he's talking about. He's not educated enough to make these statements. Now, a person like me, I do a lot of celebrity gossip because when I was teaching and talking this way, y'all didn't give a damn. Y'all didn't come over to support the message. So I got to put the genie in the bottle, right? So now when you see a Tamera Mowry, you click on it, now you get this education. But this is what we got to do. So those cities where you see black people on government assistance, Detroit used to be one of the most affluent cities in America. So was Milwaukee, right? So was Camden, New Jersey. So was Gary, Indiana. All of these factory places, right? Until the government, until they had riots and they took these factories out and the cities just went desolate. So these things are created, man. So he needs to know what he's talking about. Like, these people grow up privileged and then got an opinion on everything. Man, shut up, Adam. But I'm going to cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.